Good early morning. This is a special breaking news report from old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Artie Lang reporting live with Jackie the Joke Man Martling from the new $6.69 studio. We are on the brink of a once-in-a-lifetime generational wealth transfer in silver, gold bullion, and mining stocks. Simultaneously, keep retail traders praying for a small market cryptocurrency. But the truth is, the generational wealth transfer is real and thriving in silver and gold bullion and mining stocks. Like, subscribe, and share to stay informed and elevate your standard of living. It's just a notification and subscription away, one Jabroni membership at a time. Peace and love. Stocks like Pan American Silver, First Majestic Silver, and Fortuna Silver Mines could change your life for generations in this once-in-a-100-year silver bull market. These stocks could multiply 10 to 20 times and become the next Mr. Copper. Remember, I'm not a financial...
Good 10th day of April on this pre-sunrise spooky edition of an educational, most important video in cryptocurrency blockchain technology history, showing you the biggest fleece heisting and shysting job ever pulled over the retail traders in masses by misinformation, high pressure sales tactics, and sparing no expense with hundreds of millions of dollars and maybe even billions of dollars in social media influencers paid by the criminal gangsters, implemented, sophisticated, and orchestrated flawlessly with precision to manipulate the masses into being fleece heisted and shysted and distracted and not understanding a once-in-a-lifetime generational wealth transfer that was going to take place right before their very eyes and right under their own noses, while they were distracted with a dangly, shiny object, while the rug was being pulled, the wool was being stolen, and generational wealth transfer was taking place, and their money was being fleeced out from underneath them, and they had not a set of clues what was going on, while they were only paying attention to a couple large cap coins in the crypto sphere. And the bell notification, comment down below. This is Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, #1 XRP gold and silver bullion expert on cryptocurrency and investing in the bullion and the mining stocks here on social media and YouTube. And they had you dangling the big market cryptos like Ethereum, like the Bitcoin, making all-time highs and 3 or 4xing, but the all-time highs nearly 75,000 and nearly 5,000 in Ethereum. But the small market coins, the small cap coins, the retail traders were fascinated and have all their money in and ignoring what was going to be a generational wealth transfer in the silver bullion market. Look at this. None of these came close to their all-time highs, and probably 80% or more of the people that were in all of these coins have been fleece heisted and shysted and are down 60, 70, 80, 90% still, right? Only a small percentage of people are going to walk away with that fucking money in there. But why these people were distracted with the hundreds of millions of dollars in paid promoters and influencers on social media to keep you in the game and keep your mind and attention away from the inflation, the hyperinflation, the fiscal and monetary policy disaster that we have in the United States and around the world from a criminal nut and a gangster organization that has infiltrated the world banking system in order to orchestrated and simultaneously debase currencies around the world in order to fleece the citizens and put them down into a state of dependence, right? And that's what's happening here. And what's going to happen here is the retail trader that has dumped all their money, all their investment money, their disposable income into cryptos, into small market cryptos, into meme coin cryptos, where they think they're going to get rich, and they've missed the boat here. They've missed a wealth transfer that's about to take place where silver and gold bullion, silver has a 100-year generational, once in a 100-year bull run to catch up at the end of a gold bull market, but gold is not at the end of a bull market, but it's nearing the end of a local bull market where we've seen the price of gold rally from, if we zoom out here, we've seen the price of gold rally from 2016 at its low of $1,000. In 11 short years, the price of gold has went up 123.52%. The bullion, not a mining stock, the bullion has went up 123.52% since its low back here in about 2015, December. So just under 10 years, it's went up 125%. Gold, physical gold bullion. That is a phenomenal, insanely crazy run. And to see the mining sector, the mining stocks that has not trusted the rally this whole time, the mining sector is not reflected upon what this gold market is, where the price of gold is, because gold, especially if once and if, not if, but when the Federal Reserve and the United States government and the world banking systems start to lower interest rates in an orchestrated manner, the price of gold bullion is going to continue to skyrocket, and there's going to be a hyper pump where you don't just see $30 or $40 days over a few weeks and then you get a $500 or $600 move. You might see a $400 or $500 move overnight, where you just go right to $3,500 when they start to lower interest rates, because this is threatening to break out. And this is threatening to break out big. And this is threatening to go up to $3,500 initially with a $2,500 target, and then a consolidation in gold and maybe a back test of $2,000 where we spike up to $2,500, $2,600, and then we have a big dump down to the moving averages where we back test and now confirm as a new plateau $2,000 as major underneath support. And then we start to take off and continue the bull run. And that's something that I'm looking at. And then as that happens into here, this part of the phase right here, and then the next 6 to 10 months, the gold mining sector and the gold miners, the junior and the seniors and the major the large caps and the small caps start to catch up to the new reality of $2,500 gold. And it's not just a flash in the pants where it's a $2,000 gold and then it dumps. This is going to be 1, 2, 3 years sustained now over $2,000, and the mining sector is going to reflect upon it. And then the silver mining sector is really going to reflect upon it, because you're going to have a once in a generational pump. Sort of like you had back here in the late 1960s going into the late 1970s, and then the blow off top in 1980 where you hit $50 an ounce. You essentially had a 10x in a very short amount of time in the price of silver. In 1972, you were at about $1.58, and by 1980, you were at $50 an ounce. You went up, you 30 bagged it. You had a 30x in 9 years in the price of silver bullion. And you could imagine the mining sector, right? Imagine a 30x in the price of silver from right now in a 9-year span. You're at about $29 an ounce. Let's 30x that. Where are you at in silver? 30x. A little bit down. 30x. Bam. $863.97 an ounce of silver. And that's why I'm telling you, look at where this price is on the cup and handle, 40-year cup and handle that we went over, and watch that video from 2 days ago, once in a generational bull run. That is an excellent dynamite video in a 40-year cup and handle going back of the horrible monetary policy. Let me see my price labels of the horrible monetary policies in the 1970s that caused hyperinflation and almost cost $1. That is a $716.24 price of silver. But I have a more short-term target of around $145 over the next couple of years, with an initial 12 months of $40 a price. $40 for the price of silver in the next 12 months. But there's going to be a massive bull run, and this is where that 40-year cup and handle was from the blow-off top after the horrible monetary policy where stagflation was created in the 1960s going into the 1970s until Ronald Reagan came in with Paul Volcker. We had that bad monetary policy, formed the cup and handle. There's your cup. That looks like a cup to me. And then this is your handle right here that you're in, and now you're attempting to break out of the handle, and then that brings you your target up here. Watch that dynamite video, and this is what I'm talking about, how you're going to miss a generational wealth transfer in some of these mining stocks. First Majestic Silver, for instance, in a generational silver bull run that's going to wealth transfer 100 years. Think of what's going to happen if you have a $50 an ounce silver. First Majestic Silver is a major a major silver producer. It's a large cap silver producer, and they do actually pay a dividend, which is somewhat rare in the mining sphere, the gold and silver mining sector, but they do pay a 0.25% dividend, and they are a very, very good company. And this thing has been out for a while, and it's telling you it's ready to blow. And when this thing blows and silver has its generational a wealth transfer. This could do something like Mr. Copper did. And if you're not familiar with Mr. Copper did something phenomenal and something that everybody dreams of being in the mining sector. It came out, it had a big pump, and then copper had a nice bear market, and this thing dumped. And then the COVID dump, copper tanked, and this thing went all the way down to $3.69. And then it rallied. And ever since then, because copper's at all-time high and continuing, Mr. Copper has rallied from about $4 just 4 short years later. It's approaching $100 per share in Mr. Copper as the commodity itself, copper bullion, skyrockets to all-time highs and it is nearing $4 per pound in copper, and that's enabled a major big market copper producer to go up 15 times. It's 15x'd itself in 4 years as a copper producer, and that's something that I think you could see with these companies. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on this radio show. This is strictly my own personal opinions on the market, right? But I think these companies, one, First Majestic Silver, and I've showed you guys, I should have more than I do, but I do own 500 shares of it. And I am up 60%, but I do own 500 shares. The last purchase, and most of them were down there along that major support. But I think this is going to be one that as silver really matures and as the bull market catches up in the latter stages of the initial pump of the first leg of this commodity generational bull run, I think like a First Majestic Silver is going to pull a Mr. Copper where it doesn't just reach its all-time highs and then get rejected and then get rejected and then get harshly rejected where you're supposed to sell up there. I think this might be one that as it goes on pulls a Mr. Copper where it 15 or 20x's itself, and we're sitting at 30 to 60 to potentially $80 per share in First Majestic Silver as the bull run continues. And our first in the monthly time frame right now, we're coming up to the moving averages, which is initial rejection point. But last time we fired right through it. But this is one that I could see a $25 to $50 or higher, sort of like a Mr. Copper. And you guys are going to, the masses are going to miss out on this because they're too busy in the small market meme coin cryptos thinking they're going to 50x again because they did it before, when the true reality is their most 99% of those are never going to do anything other than a small pump if you can find it from its all-time low and then sell it, right? But these mining shares like Pan America Silver is another phenomenal silver company, I think is going to be another one like a Mr. Copper, and I'm got a 200 shares, but this price is much higher. That's why the shares aren't 500. These are at $17.32 at the close today, up 6.81%. But this is another one. You can see we have a big triple top up here. We got the rejection in 2008 after the financial crisis had the big pump, or right before the financial crisis leading up to it, it went up, and then it had the initial dump with it, then the pump, then we had the mountain double top, right? The dreaded mountain double top reversal pattern, and it hit its targeted move down here. Then it had the nice rally again after the COVID dump, and we got rejected right at the major resistance. I think next time for Pan America Silver, it's not going to get rejected around the $40 level. It's going to double that. And I think we're going to 5 to 10x this from the $17 price it's at right now. I think it's going to eventually, in 3 to 5 years, with this bull market in silver I'm predicting, we're going to be somewhere like another Mr. Copper. And these are 3 of them that I think are going to 10x themselves. Pan America Silver, I think First Majestic Silver, and another one that I think is going to do it, Pan America Silver, First Majestic Silver, and Fortuna Silver. I think Fortuna Silver might actually be the biggest one out of the group, and it's got the same sort of double top up here, nearly a triple top. I think this is another one that might 20x itself from current price. It's sitting at $4.52. I think this one could 40x, not 40x itself, but it could 10x itself, 20x itself, and could be sitting up $20 to $40, just like a Mr. Copper. I think Fortuna Silver, First Majestic Silver, and Pan America Silver in this once-in-a-lifetime generational wealth transfer, and not only the precious physical bullion that everybody should have a small percentage of their net worth in, just to hedge themselves and to keep the purchasing power and standard of living with some of their money safe, just keeping that safe purchasing power and going up with in value with the bullion going up. I think these are the three silver stocks that are going to do the best, and these are the ones that are going to make a wealth transfer after you get a 1 to 300% bull market in silver, or 500%, a five bagger in the bullion price going from about $28 to $100. I think that would put a Fortuna silver north of $50, right? Even at a $50 silver price, I think Fortuna silver would be pushing $50, $25, $50 per share, right? And that's what I think is going on. And these are some of the companies that I would be buying, or I am buying, not would be, I am buying these. And I need you to be educated and not be fleece heisted and shysted and have the wool pulled over you by being sucked in to the meme coin cryptos, hoping they will 50x themselves, coming back to their old all-time highs, which 99% of them will never do. And they're dangled there for you to keep your money there while you're missing out on a phenomenal bull market in gold bullion and silver bullion. And now it's spreading into the mining sector as the reality is setting into the investment world that the price of gold bullion and the price of silver bullion are not coming back down. The $2,300, I still can't believe I'm seeing that. The $2,300 per ounce in bullion is not coming back down, will not crash back down. And we are way up on a new plateau. Because it even snuck up on me that it's sitting at $2,349 on my way finally to my $2,500 target that I've had. But the mining sector, B2 Gold, which I just picked up 200 more shares, is still sitting sub $3. Newmont Mining is still sub $40. Kinross Gold is still sub $7. Pan American Silver is up to $19.30, right? First Majestic Silver is still below $10. AAM is $62. Fortuna Silver is only $4.80 still. They have moved up a lot, but they are still cheap. Do not miss out on a once-in-a-generational bull run. Peace and love.